Okay, so I think yes, we discussed that yesterday. What should be the objective? Means what are the things we will be speaking during our sprint review and retrospective. I'll just reiterate my statements once again. So in the sprint review, basically we discuss how the sprint actually went, starting from day one till the end. Okay, what are the blockers that you faced throughout the sprint? What are the challenges that you came? How you highlighted those challenges during the sprint, and most importantly, how did you overcome that? Okay, and what did you learn in this sprint? Okay, so these are the points that we are going to highlight in our today's sprint review, and I'm combining that with the retrospective. So in the retrospective, we basically talk about all the good points, what you have learned from this entire first project that you have done. If you want to uh, appreciate someone who might have helped you in this entire journey, please do that. Okay, you can give a pat on the back to someone. Okay, he or she also will feel good. And if you have got some better ideas, or if you have been involved in doing something different which was not a part of your prototype, which have added flavors onto your reports, you can add that as well. Okay, and if you have highlighted anything to the client which was very useful, you can talk about that part as well. Okay, so any work that you have done, you have taken the ownership of something, please do highlight that to during your retrospect session, so that people can come to know that what all out of the box tasks or going an extra mile for this project you have done. And it goes same uh, for your industry as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, having said that, also I would be checking your dashboards that you have done or completed. I am hoping that you have all completed your dashboards. So you can share your screen as well at the end once you're done with the sprint review and retro. You please share your screen and let me know, show me your project. Okay. So today I'll be starting. I think Jyoti was raising your hand. Jyoti, you can be next. Can I have your updates, please?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. So this project we started on 9th of May, and we received data regarding the bank customer, and the data was regarding the credit card holders, non-credit card holders, and when did they joined and when did they left the bank. So there were 10,000 rows in the data and 14 columns. And I started with looking at the data and checking for any discrepancy. Initially, I could find there were some question mark in the customer info file, but later on, as per the clue given by you, I tried to search for more discrepancy, but I could not give much of the time. I could not spend much of the time with that. But later I came to know that there are some discrepancy in terms of exit customers who are also showing active in the data. That needs to be taken care of in the database level. And moving forward, we started with data modeling. We created relationship with the all the uh, parent data set to the secondary data sets. And after that, we started creating with the KPIs. Initially in KPI creation, I found one blocker that one of the titles of the sheet was not becoming regular instead of the bold letters. So that was a minor blocker, but somehow I was occupied with that for that day. But next day onwards, I started with creating the filters, and then I created all the visuals and started moving with the creation of the dashboard. And one of the blockers that I faced was with the current year and previous year comparison line graph. And in that, the blocker was that I created a parameter and which was showing in applied in each and every worksheet. So I was unable to find that. And after your I could find that it was by mistakenly present in all the worksheets. So I removed the filter from all these worksheets, and it was okay. And recently, you also mentioned that in that session that we can also go one step further by creating a dynamic legend. So I have also tried with that, and today I could make the legends dynamic. But there are one more blocker today I face, that the here values are changing, but the colors are not constant. They are changing with the year value as well. So that, I think, something I need to spend more time to solve. Apart from that, uh, one of the blocker that I could found was with the exit customer by gender category analysis, the donut chart. In that, whenever we were filtering the data set using a particular gender, then the value was showing for the 100% of that gender only. So to fix that, I took the help of Poonam, and she helped me with the fixed LOD, and I could do that. Thanks to Poonam for that. And in the dashboard layout wise, one of the blocker was that the filters were not coming in the right place. So that was solved by you, and you helped me with using the shift button along with the click to put the filters in the desired container. And one of the new things that I learned in this project was how to create the layout using the blanks. So that I learned, and initially I had created the dashboard using all the floating containers, but after your session, I could create it with the tile containers. Everything I used tile containers only. And one of the uh, blocker in layout was that there were gaps in between the containers. So that I could not found out to remove, and later I got to know that we can adjust the padding, make it 0, so that the gaps will also be removed. And yes, this was the journey till now in this project. And if I have to thank some of my colleagues, I would like to thank Syed, who helped me in a KPI creation. I wanted to create all the KPIs in a single sheet, so he helped me with that. And later on, I got some help from Radhika and Poonam as well. So thank you, guys, for helping me in this project.
Thank you very much. And what is the greatest learning that you had in this entire journey? What the top three learnings, I should say?
Top three learning is how to use the LOD. Actually, I had used LOD before, but here I could realize how LOD can help us. That day when yesterday only, that when Poona mentioned that the gender is getting changed whenever we are applying for the filter, it's showing the wrong value. So I could actually see how LOD is working. That was a live example that I got. That was one. Second was the layout. Initially, when I created the dashboard using the footing containers, I could see when I was publishing it, all the legends and everything were getting overlapped on each other. So I didn't know how to fix that. So after your session, I got to I could fix that, and now the dashboard is coming perfect. All the objects are coming in their desired places only. And third is the dynamic legend. That was something very unique, and I have tried to do that. I have somehow succeeded in that 50%, but 50% I need to do that. I am very much eager to know how to do it completely. I will also show you, and I have also tried to tell this to other my colleagues also as well,
Mhm.
that how to create it.
That's great.
Let me share the screen.
So now, if you have to face an interview tomorrow, will you be able to confidently speak like a Tableau developer with the challenges and all?
Yeah, I am now 90% confident on
Mhm.
all the work that I have done. But some more clarity I need in terms of LOD, which currently I have
Mm.
seen only fixed. So I think moving up with other projects, we'll be using the other two LODs as well.
Right.
So that
The
will give me
analytics
more
project, we
confidence.
will be trying to use as many LODs possible. Okay, and also I'll be conducting a session on LOD. When means I'll be conducting a webinar on LOD. In fact, I think that will also clear a lot of pictures. So, and most important thing, I guess, was agile, right? Did you understand agile?
Right.
How's the flow? Did you like the flow, like the way we did for the first project?
Yes, actually, the flow has been very much good, and I was checking that we have covered flow up to sixth number, and the rest of the flows that I think we will be covering in the of the at the end of the all the projects which are in
Right.
terms of row
Publishing the
level.
report, subscriptions, and all those things I'll be showing you late. So I'll take a session on that and conduct it at one go. Okay, so that you can get an exposure of all those things as well. So yes, good job, Jyoti. Thank you for sharing your updates. I think I can move on to next. I think I can move to Poonam. Hey Poonam, how are you doing? May I have your updates?
Yes, sure. Good evening, everyone. Yes, in whole project, I have faced some challenges regarding the LOD. LOD part, still I'm no struggling with the LOD. After doing the no all the calculation and all, I get to know about the one scenario which I have discussed yesterday in session. So, and one more thing I have learned positive is I learned so many things like how to lay out your dashboard and how to use the container properly. So I have learned this very important things in a whole project. And the one more thing that I could find that discrepancy in data that I have removed the uh, question mark from the string function. String was in that column. So I've used a split function over there, and I remove that one from the data, and I hide that existing column from the data, and I've used this data for the dashboard. And one more thing. I want to mention here, all the whole project was very informative. So I have learned so many things from this project, like how to make attractive dashboard, how to use all the functions properly and all. And throughout this all the project, I have took some help from Abhi. Thank you, Abhi, for helping me in the some section. And that's all about me. Thank you.
That's great. What are the top two takes that you would like to take home after completion of the first project?
Can
The
you
top
please?
top two things that you would like to share that you have talked about many things. What are the top two things that you have learned in this project?
I have learned, I explained that the layout, because previously I have made so many dashboards previously, but I don't know anything about how to use the layout in the dashboard, because these are the very important thing while we working in a live project. So I have learned these things in this throughout the project. And one more thing that how to use the um, filters like contest filter. Actually, when we use the fixed LOD in our dashboard, there is a one criteria. If we use LOD function in dashboard, there is so contest filter is very important, because contest filter is work uh, before uh, before the dimension and after
Correct.
the yeah. So have we learned this thing from here in the project? And another one is yeah, the my whole team was very means I learned so many things from the different person, like when someone raised the concern regarding which in which scenario we have to go like this and all. So in my coming project, if I goes this kind of difficulties, then surely I will get this solution. So that's
So will you be able to work without any support in your life projects?
Yeah, I try to work as a like without any support. I took this this all the questions and all the queries as my learning things. So I mean, so throughout the journey was good, and I have learned so many things from, because previously I don't know anything about how to work at the project, and now I'm very much confident about that. How I can work live project.
That's awesome. Good to hear that. Thank you very much, Poonam, for your inputs. And I think you had helped many people over here as well. So thank you for your contribution overall. Thank you very much for your updates.
Yeah.
I think I can move on to Abhi. Hey, Abhi, how are you doing? May I have your updates?
Hi, Dave. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good as well. Thank you.
So in this sprint, my task is to design bank exit customer analysis. The BRD document is shared by the client, which had detailed insights of fields, calculations, and layout. So on a whole, I was asked to design 7 KPIs and 5 charts, out of which 4 are predefined chart, and 1 is a custom chart, that is donut chart. And all the data is provided in Excel and CSV files. The BRD document also mentioned that we needed to create relationship between these files. So regarding what went well, the individual designing of the charts went well. I was able to quickly figure out the calculations and the LODs part. And I designed all the KPIs using LODs. The logics are also written as per the BRD document. So I was able to design all the 7 KPIs and 5 charts. And coming to the blockers, during unit testing, individually every chart is working fine. But when they are grouped in a dashboard and they're used with global filters, few of the charts are not showing values as expected. After a lot of R&D, I made few changes in calculations, and only then the charts were showing the expected values. Also, one of the blocker is designing the dashboard using tiled containers. It is where I had a knowledge gap. So with the help of your tutorials and doing many trials on the layout, I was able to figure out and implement them. I still have a blocker with 2 of the pie charts where the values are not changing with the global filters. So when I'm selecting any year or any other filter, the value is not changing in the 2 of the pie charts. I'm unsure whether it is because of the LODs which I have kept in them. So I'm still doing an R&D on it. And also I'm checking with my teammates if they have any insights on it. Okay. And coming to the what did I learn? I'm actually new to SQL, but I did learn few statements, and I designed the bank departure database with the input sheets you provided. I also learned how to define relationship between various different sources of data. And I also checked that the data is not clean. It came with special characters, so I cleaned them using Tableau functions. Also learned that there are few discrepancies between the exit, active, and balance fields, which are again highlighted to you. I initially designed the dashboard with floating containers, but I realized that with floating containers, when we view the dashboard in the presentation mode, the layout changes. So I learned to design using tile layout. And also in one of the 2 pie charts, when only one field is selected, it's showing that field as 100%. So I learned that LODs are needed to fix at that dimension level. So I realized the importance of LOD during that part. And everyone who I approached have been very helpful, and I'm thankful for all the help I've been getting.
Awesome. That's good to hear as well. Thank you, Abhi, for your feedback. So did you learn Jira, how the flow will work? Will you be able to work on Jira as well if you are going into the industry?
Yeah, I did also try to log into a Jira account. Again, I mean, I did see there were no folders which are mentioned. I guess the team, the Scrum Master has to create that flow, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah, but I did get the hang of it and I know how it works.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much, Abhi, for your updates. It was a pleasure having you for the first project, and I hope you will learn a lot more in your second project, which will be the analytics project. Okay. Many things to be explored in that. Okay. Because you won't have any reference to check. It will be full commando mode activated at that time. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. Okay. I think I can move on to Akash. Hey, Akash, how are you doing? May I have your updates?
Hi, Jeet. Hi, everyone. So this project gave me a lot of learning in a lot of different areas. Firstly, I didn't know how to decipher raw data. So initially, the task which you gave, it actually helped me a lot when I was doing deeper analysis. And simultaneously, I was trying to use SQL because I last used SQL, I guess, 1 year back, and I had completely forgotten it. So how to all the codes and everything, I refreshed myself completely. It helped me a lot. And that's the reason I didn't connect the data from this Excel file, but rather I converted it into CSV file, formatted the data into the PostgreSQL, and then connected it to Tableau. So over there also I faced some challenges, but again, like I figured it out by doing some research here and there, found some pretty good articles as well. And as far as this project is concerned, the first thing I would say is gave me the confidence to complete the project from scratch and build it, like the layout and everything. Like when it comes to the layout part, I was struggling in one area initially. I didn't know how to uh, create layer within a layer. In terms of sizing and all. So this practice and your videos and along with the class, it helped me a lot. So overall, and LODs. So I was struggling with LODs and the date calculations. Those also I figured it out. Like yesterday, it took me a lot of time, almost 4 hours, just to figure out the date calculations. But finally, I managed it because initially my intent was to do some trial and error and solve it on my own. But after trying a lot, when I couldn't do it, then that is when I watched a YouTube video and I could do it now.
Awesome. So what are the top 2 takes that you would like to share?
For me, the top 2 takes is like, firstly, how to decipher raw data. And second thing is LODs in this specific project along with dates.
So did you learn anything about performance optimization, how it can be done?
Yes, definitely. Like previously, I didn't knew that the number of layer of extra containers affect the performance to that extent. But when you shared your experience, that is when I learned that how performance can be optimized along with the normal filters and all which we use. So I learned that as well.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Thank you very much, Akash, for your time and for your feedback. And since you had been helping also others, so kudos to that as well. Thank you very much for your inputs. So I think I can move to Syed. Hey, Syed, how are you doing?
Hi, Deep. I am fine. What about you?
Doing good as well. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
May I have your updates?
Okay. Good evening, all. So this is the review meeting. So I welcome you all for this meeting. So starting with our project. So as per the project flow of Agile, so we are provided by the BRD documents by the client. So referring to the BRD documents, the data which is provided is clearly mentioned, and data dictionary is help to understand the data. What is the raw data which is mentioned in the data which we have got. All the required fields are clearly mentioned. They are properly defined. So it was very helpful to understand the data for proceeding towards the making of the dashboard. So initially, while referring to the data, the first blocker I gone through was considering the discrepancy in the data. So in one of the fields of one table, in the column of surname, there was appeared a discrepancy where the name was having some punctuation. So first thing I gone through about clearing those data discrepancy. For that, I have taken help from our group members. So Abhi has helped me out to use the function for removing out that discrepancy. So from my side, I took some effort to go through Tableau prep, and using that Tableau prep, I have removed that discrepancy. This was the first blocker which is cleared from my side. Then after moving towards making the sheets, number of sheets. So for KPIs, I have gone through making KPIs on a single sheet. But during one of our Scrum calls, I understand that making all the KPIs in one sheet is not advisable. So I changed my plan of action and made all the KPIs on a separate sheet. So that was the suggestion given by you or Scrum Master. So based on that, I created the KPI. After that, moving towards the another sheets, which were the tables, which were the charts, different charts which were present. All the details of the charts were already provided since it is a prototype project. So going through all these charts, so we need to create the relationship between the tables which are provided. So creating the relationship, maintaining the cardinality, checking out which are the common fields. Based on those, the relationships were built. After building out the relationships, then how we need to proceed towards the calculation part. So again, all the data was provided in the BRD document, how to create those KPIs. So for building the KPIs, initially I have gone through the normal calculation, but again during the Scrum call, it is came into my knowledge we need to use LODs for building those KPIs. So I build all those KPIs again by reviewing the LODs. So that was a learning part which I gone through from this project. So building the KPIs by using the LOD. So I have gone through all the KPIs while building or while taking the help of the LOD to build all the values. After that, I gone through all the charts. So basically, again, the chart details were provided in the BRD document. So it helped for selecting the chart type and providing which chart is to be placed at which point or how to proceed for making the charts. So the charts were the clustered column charts, the line charts, the bar charts, the donut charts, and the pie charts. All these charts were created. So while creating those charts, again, calculation part was done by my side. Again, taking help from other team members also. So with the help of our collective efforts, I built those charts. So these charts were placed as per the conditions which is given in the BRD document. So after placing those charts alongside considering also all the filters which are again mentioned in the BRD document. So this is how I have built overall structure of the dashboard. Then moving on towards building the dashboard. So in one of our Scrum calls, we have gone through the making of the dashboard, how to make the dashboard by using containers. Earlier, I was not aware of how to use effectively the containers. So by going through that session and watching the videos repeatedly, I make sure that how to make the dashboard looks proper and make the use of the container properly so that we can place all the charts, all the KPIs on a proper manner. So this helped me a lot while going through that session of building the containers. After building the dashboard, some blockers I have gone through during the Scrum call. I have understand that this is the thing that I need to be considered while going through the dashboard. So one of the blocker or one of the things that I learned during this project is the unit testing. I have not taken seriously about the unit testing. So this is a learning note for me that during the project or working on the project, unit testing is the important part. So during the Scrum call, one of our team member has mentioned about the unit testing part of the donut chart and pie chart. So for that, I have gone through some of the reference videos while taking out the LOD calculations while making that uh, 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 pie chart and the Scrum chart, so that even if I use all the filters, the value should not change. It remains as it is. So with the help of this, I have considered this chart of donut chart and pie chart. And the two charts, that is the cluster column charts and bar chart. For that, I have used again the if-else function. Using that if-else function, the conditions for the if-else function was mentioned in the BRD document. So referring to those, I built that if-else function for that bar chart. And similarly, I have considered for the clustered column chart. And finally, the line chart. In that line chart, I have to build a parameter. Based on that parameter, I have to create a calculated field. So clubbing those parameter and calculated field, I have gone through the making of that line chart. So one of the issue which I raised during the Scrum call also, that how to consider the year during the dynamic parameter value that is changing. So during the Scrum call, you mentioned that we need to build that dynamic legend. So that dynamic legend will help to remove all the clutches on the chart. So I have gone through that and I removed that. The only blocker I have got from working on this line chart is linking the parameter with the changing of the line chart. So for that, I have took help from one of the member of our team, that is Jyoti. So Jyoti helped me in building up that calculated field. So that helped me. So in this way, I have proceeded the project and builded the dashboard. The takeaways for me from these projects are to understand the importance of the unit testing, collaborating with all the team members, so that if any blocker comes, so I can definitely go through that brainstorming session to overcome that blocker. And most important thing is the use of container, how to properly or effectively use the container so that our dashboard should not happen hampered during the working or during the presentation. So that's all from my side.
Okay. Thank you, Syed, for your elaborative description of the entire journey that you had so far. It was nice working with you as well. And since you had been a part of, you had been helping as well to many people, helping guide. So thank you for your inputs to others as well. Same goes to Jyoti. So one thing, one feedback I would like to give. So you have spoke very confidently and everything, which is good. But I think you need to work, means you need to ensure that your bandwidth is correct. Why? I'll tell you. Because your audio and lip sync is not matching. So if it happens during live interviews, it can be a great problem. Okay. They might think that you are using a proxy, which you are not. So this is something which you need to look into as early as possible before we face the live interviews. Otherwise,
Definitely.
nowadays, these have become very strict. Okay. We have been given strict information that if you find any kind of mismatch, even for 1 or 2%, just disconnect the call. Okay. Do not proceed. So that is something that you need to take care. Same goes with Amol as well. There are a lot of internet issues that you guys are facing with your audio issues as well. So those things can be a big hindrance for your professional journey. Okay, so please ensure that you get these things corrected. Take some good Mbps speed or move on to the good service providers. I think that should be better. I think I can move on to Dharniraj. Hey Dharniraj, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi Deep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good as well. May I
Yeah,
have your updates?
yeah, sure. So good evening all. So basically, this is my first project with bank data. So previously, I've worked with a different project that is healthcare. So I am new to this banking data. So my Scrum Master have given me to develop around five charts. So starting with that, basically this is a prototype project. So this was predefined by the client. So they have already shared the BRD with us. So it was it was easy for us to understand the project. So coming to my analysis. So after the project was given to me, it took around 1 day for me to analyze the project, so how it can be done. Probably, basically we have this BRD with us, but so it took 1 day for me to analyze. So what calculations can be done and what LODs can be done. So for that, it took 1 day for me. And by then I've developed designing the worksheets and all. So the first thing was like they wanted it to be the data was from Excel and CSV files. So they want to use it by using relationships. So in that way, so by using the relationship, I've developed the required data. So apart from that, so I've built all these 5 charts like bar charts, a pie chart, and this donut chart, line chart. So next coming is like, so after finishing the project, we generally, so my Scrum Master is very particular that, so we need to do the unit testing. So we generally exchange the our work, what we have done. So in that way, so one of my colleague, she found that there is a discrepancy in the donut chart. I mean, so when we select the male, it is coming to 100. So if we unselect, it is showing the exact ratio. So with her expertise, she has helped me in what can be done. It's like using fixed LODs, so we can achieve the said problem. So it can be done like that. So and apart from that, during the course of my project, so I was little bit stuck in doing the calculations and LODs. So I took the help from my colleagues. Basically, they all were open to all were open. So if there is any problem we're facing, so they all were open. So I approached so Abhi. So she shared me some link for LODs where I can go through with. So I learned some. So I learned how to do the LOD calculation by seeing that link. And apart from that, Akash, who helped me, he also shared some links with me for achieving the required data. And apart from that, so after the project is done, I think the client was very happy with what we have done, and we got some good appreciation from the client as well.
Nice. Okay. Thank you very much, Dhariraj, for your updates.
Yeah.
I think I can move on to Radhika. Hey, Radhika, how are you doing?
Yeah, hi, Abhi. Hi, everyone. I'm good. Okay. On 8th, the project was given by my Scrum Master. The project was prototype bank project. We have to create bank departure dashboard. The first day, I have seen all the requirements, and then I have seen all the CSVs, Excels, whatever the given data, and I try to create the relation between all the Excels. There I find that like 2 of them are like they have connections, and 5 of them I have to create the relation. Then I did that in the data sheet, and then I started doing the KPIs. And the next day Scrum call, I have seen that most of my team members, they found many discrepancies in the data. But as a developer, I have not seen the discrepancies. Just I started working the project. From the first call, I learned that as a developer, we have to check what is the data, not only connecting all the tables data sources, but we have to check whether that data is correct or not. We have to clean the data. Then I realized, and I think myself, like, I check again the data, and then I found some discrepancy, like the exit customer is active in that. Then I found that, and I replied, I said to my Scrum Master in the next call. And then I started, the next day I started working on KPIs. Okay, the KPIs, in the first day we used simple calculations. In the second Scrum call, I have seen that all of the team members did with simple calculations, but one of my team member did with LODs. Then again, I went to BOD and checked BRD, and I checked that in that the client has mentioned clearly whenever you required, you have to use LODs. Then I learned that we have to follow BRD very strictly. Each and every point we have to go through. Even if it is tough, we have to do R&D and we have to find the things. Then I started working on KPIs, and I did the KPIs with LODs. The next day, I started doing all the charts, whatever is there, like pie, bar, donut. In that, I found the blocker with the credit type. I don't know how to use else if statement. Then I done some research and I found that, and I find that calculation field for credit type. I finished all the charts, and then I started working on this filters. In that, I applied just worksheet filters. But one of the Scrum call, I have seen that the data is not reflecting globally. So again, after the call, I realized, and then I started working and I applied globally. Then the data is reflecting, means reflecting to all the sheets. Then I started working on this dashboard creation. I have seen your videos, and then one of my friend helped me, and then I started this layout preparation by using tile containers. It was a big blocker for me because the first time I'm seeing, before I have created dashboards by watching just simply YouTube videos by like floating. That is very easy, dragging and dropping. But container is really tough. And then I realized by my Scrum call, what's the importance of containers, how we use, how they increase the performance. Then I did that by using the containers. Now I'm facing the blocker is that pie chart and donut chart is unable to get that. So I have to do some R&D in that. The best things I learned from this project is most of the team members are very helpful. By many Scrum calls, we can learn many things. We can, by seeing others, we can motivate how they are working, how they are thinking the out of box. So we can learn many things from them. And most of the tips you are shared in this. I want to thank all the team members. That's it.
That's awesome. I think the final task that you guys have is to create the dynamic parameter. Okay, please try to incorporate that in your report. I want that to happen. And yes, I think the feedback that I would like to share that it's been a great journey so far. You guys have kept yourself motivated. You have attended all the sessions, ensured that we followed the right practices from day one itself. That was the biggest thing, biggest achievement, I guess. I know that you are coming from different backgrounds. You have learned Tableau bits and pieces from multiple areas. Things might not have worked the way it should have been. I know all the difficult journeys that you had so far, but you guys gathered yourself and pulled up your socks to work on this project. It was a great thing to watch as well. And completing it within the deadline is something which I liked as well. Okay, though there are a few bits and pieces, things that are still remaining, which is required to be completed. So please try to get that fixed as early as possible. Then I'll be sharing you an email address wherein you need to send your workbooks, and we're gonna publish this on our Tableau public as well, so that we can showcase it to anyone who you would like to show, and it can also be a part of your resume. Okay, so all the dashboards that we'll be building It should be a professional level dashboards with good color combinations and good layout designings and everything, so that we can showcase these things to anyone who would like to see, okay, your public profile. So having said that, we'll be starting with our next project from tomorrow, okay. And as I mentioned, tomorrow it's going to be an analytics project, okay. There won't be any BRD, no reference point. A lot of data study we're going to do, find out few things from the data as well, the discrepancies and all, creating relations between columns, okay. So I won't be giving multiple data sources for you to work. I'll be giving one heavy data source so that you can analyze how the things work in the industry. And then I think you will be having a good amount of exposure on working on an analytics project, okay. So yes, those who have not yet completed the dashboard completely, I think none of you have completed it completely. So please do the remaining, okay, do the necessary things as early as possible and try to share with me by Saturday. Okay, I'll giving you some amount of time so that you can work on both the projects.